All right, guys, so I'm here in Pittston, PA at the terminal, and woke up and it's in the 30s. Winter's coming, right? Winter is coming for those GOT fans. Anyway, so today I'm gonna make some preparations for the upcoming winter. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some stuff that I feel like I need to have on the truck so that I'm prepared. All right, so I went ahead and I grabbed some supplies as we head into winter. And I'm gonna share with you all some of what I keep on my truck in winter and why I do that. All right, so as you can see here, I got my chain stretched out now. The rest of my chains are brand new. They're still in the bag, so I didn't pull them out. But I did take out my older chains that I had already used before. Last year, me and Stefan had to use them. My student, Stefan, taught me how to put these on a truck. And so I pulled them out, stretched them out, looked at them, make sure everything's still good on them. Because I didn't want to get out there and need them and then not, you know, be broke or something like that. So I just double checked them. Nothing's gonna kill a bad battery faster in cold weather. So I always keep jumper cables on my truck. I can jump my reefer off my truck, or I can jump my APU off my reefer. And once you get the APU jumped off, you let it run, it'll charge your truck batteries up. Keep your said jumper cables, okay? You always need to have those on your truck. You never know when you're gonna need them. I've had multiple reefers since I've been at Prime. I go to pick them up. They've been, you know, the last load in them was a dry load to Walmart, and they've been sitting in the Walmart parking lot turned off for 3 months. You go to fire it up, it won't fire up, dead battery. Keep your said jumper cable so you can jump off the reefers if needed, but also it doubles to help you with your truck. You can always jump off your APU. Now, if your truck batteries are dead, guys, don't try to jump off your truck 100%, all right? Get the cables hooked to your truck battery, leave them on for 15, 20 minutes, turn your APU on. Let your APU fire up, let your APU run for about 30 minutes, and then try starting your truck. Okay, that's my recommendation to all of you. It's very difficult to jump a truck off of, you know, a car or a reefer or anything like that. So just keep that in mind. Always try to jump off the APU, let the APU fire up. That APU alternator will kick in and it'll charge those truck batteries for you. That's a pretty big deal. Picked up some -25 windshield washer fluid. So that's for winter, because right now I have like a bug removal blend in there for the summertime because all the bugs on the windshield. So I went and picked up some -25 windshield washer fluid. This is a lifesaver in the snow and ice. When that windshield starts building up, you'll be happy you have this. Picked up new wipers. All right, actually picked up 2 sets, put one on the truck, have another set here. Reason is, you get in a bad storm and that wiper freezes to the windshield and you don't realize it, and you go to turn them on, you rip that wiper off. Now you don't have any wipers. So make sure you carry an extra set of wipers on your truck. Now I carry these all the time, not just in the winter, but I make sure I have them in the winter. Anti-gel. So I got 4 bottles of anti-gel for the truck and the trailer. Last year I think I went through about 15 bottles for the whole winter. You can get this right here, this brand, whatever this is, Penrave. Prime orders this in bulk. As a driver here at Prime, you can get this for $5 a bottle and the outbound lanes at Prime, okay? So don't go paying 20 bucks a bottle at the truck stop when you can get it for $5 a bottle at Prime outbound, okay? You know, use buying power. They buy in bulk, therefore you get a discount on it. Use it. You don't have to. You can buy whatever you want. I'm just telling you, the same amount right here. This treats 250 gallons. Cost you 20 bucks at a truck stop. Cost you $5 in the outbound lanes at Prime. So I got all four of my bottles for the price of one if I was at a truck stop. 911. This is what you put in a truck or trailer that is already gelled up, okay? Put this in, give it about 20 minutes, 30 minutes to work its magic. You leave the truck idling, obviously, or the reefer running. That way you have some vibration to get it mixed around. and this will clear up any gelling you got. This right here is amazing. I had to use this last year on a reefer. I was really having a hard time running because it was gelled up. And it took, like I said, it took about 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes. And then I just heard that reefer kick in and it sounded awesome and it started running really well, and I poured anti-gel in it. So, you know, and then there's other things that you need to do for yourself to prepare for winter. All right, so that was a few of the supplies that I keep on hand in winter. There's other things you should keep too. You'll figure that out as long as you know, longer you're out here and the more you do it. Now let's talk about you being prepared for winter and your truck, still on the truck too. Number one, run your bunk heaters, all right? I know it's only October. You might not have run your bunk heaters since March. You might have a brand new truck that's never been ran. Run your bunk heaters, make sure they're working now. You don't want to get stuck in 30 below weather in Montana the first time you go to fire your bunk heater up and it doesn't work, all right? So fire the bunk heater up now, double check it, make sure it's working properly. Carry extra blankets on board your truck, okay? That's pretty important. I carry a couple extra blankets underneath the bed. That way if something does happen to my heater and it's 10 below zero, I'm not gonna freeze to death in the middle of the night. So throw some extra blankets on your truck so you have them in case you need them, all right, for emergency situations. Number one is your winter gear. Make sure you have your toboggans, your winter gloves, your coats, all right? Now I will tell you, as a driver who's been on the road for a long time, I always have one winter outfit and a winter jacket available to me, readily available in my closet at all times, okay? Because I have hit snow over Vail Pass in Colorado in the middle of July. So I always carry that stuff. And let me tell you, when you hit it in July and your blood's not thick, it's nice and thin because it's been warm out for a few months, freaking 30 degrees, it feels like it's freaking 30 below. So go ahead and make sure you have some winter gear available to you. Now I keep my winter clothes on the truck at all times, but the rest of it's packed up underneath the bed. But I do have access to it if I needed to. I just have to get underneath the bed and pull it out and just wear really wrinkled clothes in an emergency until I can get them washed. But make sure you have your clothes, make sure you run your bunk heater, make sure you have extra blankets, have your toboggans, your gloves, your jackets, have everything you need on that truck. Because when winter comes, it hits. And when you're out here on the road, you never know where you're gonna go next, right? That's one thing I love about this job. I never know where I'm going to be tomorrow for the most part. And you could go from 80-degree weather in Florida and 3 days later be in Washington State and there'd be 6 feet of snow on the ground. Literally 6 feet of snow going through Snoqualmie Pass. All right, so you just never know what you're gonna run into in the winter. So just prepare yourself for that. Be ready for it. Be prepared so you can be successful, all right? Last year, me and Stefan got stuck in Montana for almost a week. We left out of Prime on Saturday in Springfield with a load of orange juice going to Tacoma. We did not deliver it until Friday. And this was in the TNT phase, so we were team driving. It tells you what can happen out here in the wintertime. Most of you followed me on that. I got videos on it. Truckers try to climb Homestake Pass, I think is one of them. It was a rough week that week. And it was the worst storm I've ever been in my life. It was brutal. And I'll be more prepared now, partly because of him. You know, I'll give him a shout out. Old Stefan there, he taught me how to chain my truck. Why? Because I was one of those guys that I'm never chaining my truck. I'm not using chains. I have no desire to learn how to use chains. Guess what? We got stuck in a rest area, had to get out of the rest area, and the only way out was to use chains. That's what we did. He taught me how to chain it. We got the truck unstuck, took the chains back off, and then continued down the highway, because the highway was in pretty decent shape. It wasn't that bad. It was just we were stuck. But it was a good learning experience for me from a student, you know. I learn stuff every day. I try to learn stuff from my students. This is something that he taught me as a trainer, and I'm appreciative of it. You know, I'm always up to learning new things. So just be prepared for it. Don't drive if you're not safe, if you feel unsafe. My theory's always been when my tires start slipping, right? If I can't do 50 miles an hour or 55 miles an hour down the interstate and my tires are slipping, I don't belong out there driving. And that's usually when I call it a day and park. Everybody is different. Everybody's comfortability level is different. Some guys, they're used to it. They grew up in snow. They don't mind it that much. They're not afraid to drive on it. Me personally, I was born in Chicago, but I was raised in Florida. I didn't deal with a lot of snow growing up. Now, I did move to Tennessee when I was 18 years old. I did deal with some snow there. I am comfortable driving in snow at this point, to an extent. And I've driven in some pretty bad storms, even last year. You guys watch that video, you'll see. I mean, I drove in some pretty serious snow that day. So it just depends on you as an individual. Don't be afraid to contact your fleet manager and tell him, hey, I'm not safe right now. I need to park. I need to let this weather go by. All right? And the old saying goes, right? No load's too hot to cool off in a ditch. Don't be the driver sitting in a ditch this winter or jackknifed in the median because you pushed it further than your comfortability level. All right? And you don't always have to worry about just you on the highway. You have to worry about everybody else. That's the one big thing about winter too. You may get in a wreck and it may not even be your fault. It's another reason I try not to drive in real bad weather, because it's not necessarily my driving I worry about as much as everybody else's. I know what I'm comfortable with, but do they? Have they pushed themselves too far and are now a hazard? And that happens out there a lot. All right, so get ready, get prepared, like everything else. Enter winter ready to go, because winter is coming. Y'all stay safe out there. Keep the shiny side up, rubber side down, and the truck on the highway. I'll see y'all soon.